Good morning. It's Wednesday. It's the 12th of November, 2025. And this news goes out on YouTube. We have to cut some little bits out. And the bits we cut out, you can actually watch at charlieward.com and charlieward.tv. Because depending on which side of the fence you sit, depends on what we can say and what we can't say. But me being Charlie, I'll say what I want or what I know to be factually correct. YouTube actually banned us for malinformation, information that was true, but the government didn't want us to know. Now, they're a little bit more receptive to the truth. So, if you want to see the bits that we can't put on YouTube, they're at charlieward.com and charlieward.tv. This is a very, very important time in history. The 12th of November 2025. We are seeing the banking system and the stock exchange collapse. People are saying, well, when's it going to happen, Charlie? Well, that's a pretty selfish comment. Because if you live in Vietnam, it's already happened. 85 million bank accounts gone. A lady contacted me yesterday from the United States. She went to the bank to withdraw some money to buy some gold and was told she couldn't. I've said for a long time, I'd rather be 4 years early than 1 day late. I would urge you all to consider your position right now. There's a lot of people out there that want change. Change happens when you get off your backside and change things. You are the change that's needed. Don't sit there and wait for other people to create change, because it might not be the change that you want. You're the one who needs to create the change. Morning, Paul. Morning, Drew.
Good morning, Charlie. Well, straight into my first story of the day. The European Commission is reportedly creating its own intelligence unit under President Ursula von der Leyen. According to the Financial Times, the new body would gather and share information across EU countries, but not run covert operations. However, the plan faces pushback from the bloc's existing spy agency, which fears overlap and loss of influence. Critics say the move reflects von der Leyen's growing centralisation of power in Brussels as she pushes for a more unified EU defence and intelligence strategy amid tensions with Russia. Charlie, her getting her own spy agency couldn't be more disastrous for the EU and everyone around it.
Well, Ursula von der Leyen and the current crop of politicians are not anything more than puppets for the New World Order, the Davos crew. These aren't clever people. These are puppets. And whether it's Ursula von der Leyen or Boris Johnson or Rishi Sunak or Michael Gove or Keir Starmer or Sadiq Khan or David Lammy, these are just puppets. And pathetic puppets at that. You only have to go back to the 1980s to see real politicians. I didn't agree with them all, but people like Margaret Thatcher, Enoch Powell, Michael Heseltine, Tony Benn, Shirley Williams, Ken Livingstone, Nigel Farage, these are politicians who stand up for what they believe in. I don't agree with them all, but they stood for what they believed in. The current crop of politicians, if you can even call them that, they're not. They're puppets to the World Economic Forum. And Ursula von der Leyen, as a person, has failed at everything she's done. And yet she's got this top job in Europe because she looks the part. But she's nothing more than a puppet. And what she's doing right now is only the work of a puppet. It's not the work of a leader. True.
Good morning, everyone. And staying on the intelligence sharing, the United Kingdom has reportedly suspended intelligence sharing with the US regarding suspected drug trafficking vessels in the Caribbean. The move comes amid concerns that US military strikes on such boats may amount to high numbers of killings. This marks a notable strain on the special relationship between the two countries. If unresolved, it could hamper joint operations, affect regional security cooperation, and invite diplomatic recalibration.
Well, that goes back to my previous story. It's very difficult to share intelligence when you don't have intelligent people at the helm. That's half the problem. But what's happening around the Caribbean right now is a little lesson in what happens when a country loses their control and no longer has hegemony. You know, when you're attacking Venezuela and blaming it all on drugs, the world knows it's got nothing to do with drugs. The drug side is bad, yeah, we know that. This is all about, we want our leader in control, and when you're giving up the power that you've had for so many years, they are desperate as they're going out the door to have their people in control. This is the last one, honestly. No, those days are over. And China, Russia, North Korea are holding you accountable, whether you like it or not. And it's for the people of these countries to have free and fair elections. And really, America, lecturing people on free and fair elections? You can't even hold a local government election without it being corrupt, let alone a national one. Do you really think the world's going to listen to you about elections and interference? Wakey, wakey.
My next story, a TikTok influencer, Mariam Sisi, has been shot dead in public by suspected jihadists in Mali, highlighting the country's worsening security crisis. Sisi, known for supporting the military on social media, was abducted from a market and executed in front of a crowd. No group has claimed responsibility, but Al-Qaeda linked fighters are active in the region. The violence comes amid a deepening insurgency, fuel shortages and growing instability, prompting Western governments to warn citizens to leave Mali.
Well, I tell you what, you talk about leaving Mali. The government needs to warn people to leave the UK. I mean, there's an uprising coming in the UK in certain areas right now that is actually quite scary. And this is people standing up. There's going to be civil war because the people who are running the UK are doing a very bad job. And even Charles, the so-say king, is having to stand up against Starmer. And William. These people are out of control. So yes, it's very easy to point the finger at Mali, and it's bad there. But it's equally as bad on your own doorstep, and it needs to be addressed. And the people, thank God the people of the UK are standing up against tyranny. My hat is taken off to you. Just one quick little warning. Be careful of AI Charlie. I did get asked if this was AI Charlie because of my voice. People said you sound like AI. It's not. I've got a problem with my throat, and it's getting better. But if you want to make sure that you get my videos, go to charlieward.com. They're all there. We're now back on YouTube. But don't get caught out. Right now, it's a very sensitive time because there's going to be a collapse, and there's going to be a lot of con men out there trying to take your money, trying to scam you. I'm out there to protect each and every one of you. Don't get scammed by QFS wallets, by dragon bonds, gold bonds, all this rubbish out there. Don't get scammed. Please. I'll do what I can to protect you. Look after yourself. And if you're in doubt, come to my website to find out the truth.
Staying in the United Kingdom, who has announced a pledge of £850 million to the Global Fund to fight AIDS, tuberculosis and malaria. But that reflects a 15% reduction from the last cycle. Critics warn that this marks a retreat in the UK's role as a global health leader. I guess it's all stopping, Charlie.
Yeah, it certainly is. It certainly is. It's all coming to an end. And when we talk about coming to an end, we're going to see a very important part of this pantomime. We're going to see the end of the Clintons, the Obamas, Chuck Schumer. This is the part of the movie that I'm going to sit back and enjoy, because I saw this 4 years ago. You're about to see it in real time in the movie. It's going to be a fascinating time right now. I'm going to say, just keep your eyes and ears open and don't live in fear. It is a movie. The hard work has been done. And that's why Donald Trump can say with confidence, nothing can stop what's coming. Have a good day. Have a wonderful day. And don't forget to join us this evening on the Insiders Club. We have Scott McKay. Scott has done a lot of hard work behind the scenes and a very, very good man. We look forward to seeing him there, and we'll see you there on the Insiders Club this evening. Don't miss it. See you later.
Take care.
Bye-bye.